up, guys? It is the Turtle Girl. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today is another simple solutions kind of video where I am going to be trying to give you a solution to a common turtle problem in under 5 minutes. So that just makes you hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get started. So jumping straight into this, there is no particular exact specific answer I can give you because everyone has a different setup, different filtration, different size tank, different turtle, and so there's no exact answer that's one size fits all. However, I want to give you the tools in this video to be able to determine how much water you should be changing and also how often. So the first thing you're going to want to know is that what you see in the tank that might constitute you thinking it's dirty, such as floating particles, uneaten food, turtle poop, what they call like detritus or mulm, basically just like those physical compounds that are floating around your tank that you can actually see with your eyes, is what most people think of when they think of a dirty fish tank. But there are also some other important aspects that have to do with how dirty your tank is, mainly the nitrogen cycle and how it's working in your tank. If you're wondering what the nitrogen cycle is, I'm not going to cover it very much in this video because it's kind of its whole other topic, and it's something you really need to understand if you're keeping aquariums. So you can do a little bit more research on that, and I've been thinking about making a video about it in the future, and if that's something you'd like to see, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below and also leave a comment letting me know that you would like to see that. But basically it relies on the nitrogen cycle, which is how the waste is broken down in your aquarium, how it goes from harmful ammonia to less harmful nitrite to finally the least harmless nitrate, which then can only be removed from the aquarium either by doing water changes or with live plants. And so basically what we're focusing on here is that last aspect, is the nitrate. It is the least harmful substance of those three. However, as it builds up, that's where you can start encountering some problems. So anyways, those are the things you really need to keep in mind when you are deciding when you want to do a water change and how much of the water you should be changing. So obviously, with the mechanical waste or the physical waste, you'll want to be taking that out, and that depends on how often you're feeding your turtle, if you're feeding them in the tank, that sort of thing. Usually I notice for me it takes a week or two before I start noticing a lot of that debris building up. As far as the stuff that's breaking down biologically with your beneficial bacteria, the stuff like ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. So you want to keep your nitrate under 30 parts per million, and this amount can be measured by using a test kit. You can either use like liquid test kits or test strips, but these are really important if you're keeping an aquarium because you can know what's going on in your tank, so you should be testing your water if you're not already. So keeping in mind everything that I've just laid out, how often should you be changing the water and how much? The first thing is that you should not have to change 100% of the water unless you're completely tearing down the tank and redoing it. Now this is because although it helps you get out all of that like mechanical waste, all that stuff out of your filter, it also removes a lot of the beneficial bacteria that's breaking down the ammonia into nitrate. This can also cause bacterial blooms, which can make your water cloudy, and it doesn't make sense. Really, it's best to have a maintenance schedule on a weekly or bi-weekly basis so that you're only changing smaller amounts of water. Alright, so now knowing that we should not change 100% of the water, what should we do when we're cleaning our aquariums and changing water? Generally, I personally don't change more than 50% most of the time when I'm doing water changes in my turtle tank. And that's just for a couple of reasons. It helps keep the water chemistry stable because there's still 50% of the water in the tank, so it's still being diluted by the fresh water that's coming in, but it's not completely resetting the whole system, and it allows me to take out some of those nitrates and also some of that mechanical waste and replace it with fresh water, but it's not completely redoing the whole thing. Now, as for how often, this will vary, which is why you have to test your water and kind of get into a schedule. But if you just want a general guesstimate, this is probably going to have to be a bi-weekly thing. If not weekly, again, it depends on your setup. That is what I usually tend to do. And if you notice that your tank is looking dirty, it doesn't hurt to just do a small water change just to get some of that debris out. And then also, because people always ask, can I clean the decorations? Can I clean the filter? You just have to also keep in mind that beneficial bacteria are living on those. So say if you're doing water changes bi-weekly, maybe one of those water changes you can clean off the decorations if you notice that there's like a lot of algae and it's really bugging you. And then another time you can clean the filter, but don't do it all at the same time because that can put your system back into a reset because you're removing a lot of that beneficial bacteria. Alright, so to recap, first thing is learn about the nitrogen cycle, learn how to test water in your aquarium, learn how to use a test kit, be it strips or liquid. I will link a couple. Find a schedule that will keep your nitrates under like 30 parts per million. Second, don't ever do 100% of a water change at once. Third, don't like wash all the decorations or clean out the filter all at once. And four, generally speaking, change between like 30 to 50% of the water bi-weekly or however frequently you've found you are supposed to be changing the water. So that is the simple-ish, this is kind of complicated, but simple-ish solution for this week's video. If you guys enjoyed it, feel free to drop a thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next Friday. Have a totally awesome day. Bye-bye!